Hello. As you know, the internet is changing consumer behavior. Now, customers can get access to a lot of information and offers in just a few clicks. Now, for used car sales, it's the same thing. Traditional dealership visits have changed into virtual showroom visits. Did you know that in Europe, for example, 95% of used car buyers visit the internet before actually buying? And they generally select between 3 to 5 vehicles 80 kilometers around their home before actually visiting sales points. That's why our virtual showroom has to be as well kept as our real showroom. Now, our showrooms are our knowledge showcases. So the purpose of this film is to show you how you can increase your web business with very little investment, but with a lot of different techniques, as you'll see. So along with the price, the photo is a major trigger for the choice of a vehicle. Did you know, for example, that an ad without a photo is accessed 10 times less than an ad with? Well, I have a new vehicle in stock, so let's take some pictures. So, as we've seen, a photo is essential to help the customer choose. But there are photos and there are photos. Let's start with the most appropriate place to take effective shots. Now, we need a dedicated shooting area, preferably inside, to avoid the ups and downs of the weather. Your wall must be 6 meters by 3 minimum, without any distracting objects like fire hoses, doors, fire extinguishers, etc. Background color must be uniform, preferably white. So don't write any information on the wall. The star is the car. Renault selection label and dealer name are enough. Don't write your phone number. It's really systematically in the ad itself, and you can use a different one for each website to monitor statistics. So the shooting area must be 6 meters by 6, ideally, and the same color, preferably gray. It can be painted or tiled. Again, avoid manhole covers or other obstructions. Lighting must be sufficient. In terms of what you need, well, you need a camera, even a compact one like this one, but with a wide-angle lens and a good tripod. Now, although smartphones have made a lot of progress recently, they're still short of taking optimum quality pictures. You could also add extra lighting. Finally, the necessary distance is 6 meters from the front of the vehicle. So here we are with all the right conditions to take the most effective pictures. Now, we recommend a minimum of 10 photos. Now, the first 5 pictures are always the same. 3/4 front, 3/4 rear of the opposite side, so that we can see all around the car. Then the next 3 showing the dashboard, a wheel, and of course the open trunk. Now the next 5 pictures have to present all the details of your vehicle. They will show all the main distinguishing equipments and options. Internet users, for instance, they look for fast and easily accessible information. They don't want to have to read all the fine print to know the equipment. So you should show the essential facts with a few clicks. Remember that customers are not automotive professionals. Equipment that is obvious for you might not be obvious for your customer. The first picture, 3/4 front, is the most important. It's the first picture a customer will see among competitors' vehicles' pictures. It must provide a maximum amount of information. The wheels angled so we can see them, sunroof open, and of course convertibles must have the top down. And don't forget the Renault selection plate. So, as I told you, the necessary distance is 6 meters minimum, which is enough distance to be able to see the car without deforming its shape because of the wide angle. Maintain the same positions for the camera and the car. It needs to be the same in order to bring consistency to your virtual exhibition. The camera setting is very important. The tripod must be set to 1.25 meters. The flash must be disabled for all the pictures in order to avoid reflections. You must also set the weight of your pictures to facilitate downloading. Now, we recommend 1 mega maximum, which is ideal for the internet. Finally, adjust the brightness to overexpose the photos. Brighter pictures will be more visible. Overexposure to 1.7 is recommended. You can now zoom in and crop the photo of your vehicle. Next, take the picture of the opposite three-quarter rear of the vehicle. Warning, in order to always benefit from the background, it means turning the vehicle around, not the photographer. So the third picture is inside the car. Again, you have to make sure that the driver and the passenger seats are up. So be careful not to leave anything on the seats and remove the floor mats if necessary. You can leave the contact on to light up the dashboard, and again, the photo must be taken without flash to avoid glare. So you must increase exposure time. Whenever possible on hatchbacks or estates, you can fold the seats down and take photos from the trunk with the tripod and zoom in on the dashboard. For the photo of the wheel, make sure the lens is perfectly well positioned and the tripod, in that case, is very useful. So the fifth and last photo is unavoidable, the trunk. Again, you can give important information to the customer. Fold the seats. He'll be able to see the 2/3, 1/3. You can also put a bag in the trunk that will always be the same for all vehicles to give an idea of the trunk capacity. I personally use a suitcase. Now we come to the 5 pictures that will help me present specific characteristics of my car with just a few pictures. This is where my sales experience is going to be useful because I know what pleases my customers. I take photos of the aircon, GPS. Yes, I know these are part of the original equipment, but the customer does not necessarily know that. Remember that customers are not automotive professionals. Again, remember, no flash. So my car has a sunroof, which is an option. Of course, I remembered to leave it open in the 3/4 photo before, but now I show it in detail. My car also has optional sun blinds, convenient if you have children. And finally, another great option on this model, the fog lights. Well, we've done our 10 photos. Now, if you want to take more, please do, as the more your vehicle will be presented in detail, the more chance you will have to sell it. You also have the option of uploading checkpoints. Then the customer will have all the information on the checks and maintenance you've done on the car. But watch out, make sure this is done with an eye for quality, so they do not have the opposite effect than that which we are seeking. Finally, last tip, when you enter the pictures on your DMS, always start with a 3/4 front. Indeed, the DMS automatically numbers the pictures in the order you enter them, and the first photo entry will then be number 1. Now, most websites consider the picture number 1 is the main picture, the first photo the visitor sees. So let's try and avoid having a wheel or a trunk as your main photo. So, there you go. You're now fully prepared to make the best pictures possible for the web. So I wish you all lots of successful sales.